Welcome to this year's Student Orientation Online Edition. This is a mandated annual student activity that aims to introduce the different services which will support the students' educational growth and personal development during their years of stay in this institution. Its purpose is to educate the student body about the important school policies, programs, and services that they should be aware of. Also, this orientation will also make them cognizant of the different key persons they need to approach in the case they have concerns related to their academic and personal lives. Now, I would like to give the moment to our ever-supportive and enthusiastic school director, Ms. Raquel Cecilia S. Chua, to give us her welcome remarks and overview of ACLC College of Tacloban.
Good day, my dear students. I am Raquel Cecilia S. Chua, the School Director of ACLC College of Tacloban, and on behalf of the academic community, I officially welcome you all to this school year. The virtual orientation is intended for you, dear students, so that you will be familiarized on how to go about this school year. Our different resource persons will enlighten you on matters that will affect in your undertakings in school, especially right now that we are doing flexible learning in all our courses or subjects. I also would like to assure you that you are not alone in this journey. All of you have been assigned to specific class advisors to assist you. And since we cannot have the face-to-face interaction at the moment, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, your teachers and class advisors, via different communication platforms. All our service units, like the Admission and Student Affairs Office, the Registrar, and Cashier and Accounting, have opened their social media account via Facebook so that you can easily communicate with them. Aside from that, if you think I, your school director, can help you in certain concerns, you may send me an email as well through fd_tacloban@ama.edu.ph. Again, be assured that we are here to help you. And my fervent prayer is that we will be able to breeze through this pandemic and be together once again in our school campus. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Ms. Raquel. On behalf of the head of the school registrar, Ms. Adelina Gabumpa, I would like to call in Ms. Kelsey Kapagalan to discuss the function of the said office and scholarship grants.
I'd like to thank all for joining the student orientation. Today, we'll be looking at first on the registrar services, then I'll share the scholarship grants offered. In behalf of Ma'am Adelina B. Gabumpa, the school registrar, I am Kelsey Kapagalan, the registrar clerk in the registrar's department. The registrar's office envisions itself to deliver a quality registrar services. The ACLC School Registrar's Office implements AMA-HO and CHED policies and regulations regarding admission, enrollment, load requirements, subject sequence, graduation, transfer, and dismissal of students. We also serve as the primary custodian of the academic and scholastic records of all students and alumni. We process documents such as transcripts of records, various certifications and diplomas, liases with various government agencies such as the Commission on Higher Education, CHED, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, TESDA, Civil Service Commission, and etc. for the authentication or verification of student records, coordination for the submission and approval of curricula and other reportorial requirements. ACLC College Tacloban's Registrar's Office covers the official inventory of student credentials and issuance of academic grades. So the Registrar's remote services, we are to ensure the safety of our students and staff. Registrar's Office continues to provide you with great service remotely. We are open for business and available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. via FB page and via mobile and email. If you need assistance, please call through these numbers 0961-068-5084 or email us at ACLC at register@yahoo.com. Scholarship grants. So we start first on the Academic Excellence or the ACA-EX Scholarship Award. This is a scholarship bestowed by the chairman and founder of AMA-ES to incoming freshman students who graduated as valedictorian or salutatorian in Department of Education recognized high schools. Amabel M. Aguiles Sr. Memorial Scholarship Grant in memory of Ama Sr. This scholarship is financially challenged but academically qualified students. Maximum of 1% of the population per branch. Application is subject for approval by the chairman. So the qualifications of this is number 1, minimum of 1 year residency in the school. Second is the general weighted average of 1 to 1.24 with 100% on tuition, lab, and miscellaneous fees, but to pay a processing fee of $3,000 per semester. Third, a general weighted average of 1.25 to 1.75 with 50% of tuition, lab, and miscellaneous fees, but to pay a processing fee of $2,500. Fourth, no grade lower than 2.5 in any of the subjects enrolled in at least 12 units. Non-academic subjects are not included. Fifth, no violation of any school policy. Sixth, only 2 scholars per family are allowed. The first may avail 100% and the second will avail the 50%. The requirements are endorsement and slot availability. Slots or campus 1% of the total population. Second, application form. Third, agreement of scholarship. Fourth, a scholarship return service work. Fifth, cert of total number of enrollees. Sixth, processing fee or the official receipt. Seventh, computation of grades or the TCG. A registration form, past and present. Letter of intent of the student and the good moral character signed by the school registrar. In the list, there are highlighted as red. Those are the required for the students, and the rest are we process those in the registrar's office. Implementation guidelines on the scholarship requirement for return service or volunteer work. So number 1, the Director of Student Affairs or the guidance counselor with the director's approval shall be responsible in the work assignment of AMA scholars. The grantee shall be required to provide volunteer assignment of not more than 40 hours per school term or semester. Assistantship shall be limited to library, admission, student affairs, guidance, and school director. So the CHAD offer the following scholarship programs. Number 1 is the full merit, the $30,000 per semester. Second is the half merit, $15,000 per semester. Third is the PESPA or the Private Education Student Financial Assistant with $12,000. Fourth is the Tulong Dunong TD Scholarship, $6,000 per semester, and the TES or the Tertiary Education Subsidy with $60,000 per school year, $30,000 per semester. Graduation awards. Academic awards. The following honors are awarded to graduating students who met the required residency and grade requirements. G1 no grade lower than. For the SUMA, the academic grade required is a 1.75 and the non-academic is 2.25. Magna required is the 2.25 and non-academic is 2.50. For cum laude, 2.50 and for non-academic subjects, 2.75. The Honors or Awards Committee headed by the Registrar shall call for the nomination to the graduation awards by sending a notice to the academic community. To qualify for academic honors, the student must first have completed at least 50% of the total number of academic units at ACLC, have enrolled 15 units or more academic load per semester, and have obtained the required GWA or the general weighted average. So reminder for those students who have not yet submitted their credentials, students who fails to submit all the required documents within 3 months from the date of admission will not be given clearance for the term and not considered as officially enrolled. For a freshman, we only require the original copy of high school card, the Form 137, student permanent record, which is requested by the school, good moral character, and the photocopy of NSO or PSA live birth. Transferees, we require only honorable dismissal, PUR, good moral, and NSO or PSA live birth certificate. The only photocopies here are the live births, the rest are original copies. TES or the Tertiary Education Subsidy. Ano ang TES? Ang Tertiary Education Subsidy or TES ay isang grant and aid program ng gobyerno upang suportahan ang halaga o bahagi ng gastusin ng mga estudyante sa kanilang pag-aaral sa kolehiyo. Ano ang mga benepisyo ng TES? Makakatanggap ang isang qualified grantee ng mga sumusunod. Tuition and 13 other school fees is worth 20,000 and the other educational related expenses is worth 40,000 pesos. Plus, the person with disability other benefits is 30,000 per academic year. And for board licensure exams, 10,000 maximum amount for one-time reimbursement. Sino ang maaaring mag-apply ng TES? Maaari kang mag-apply ng TES kung ikaw ay Filipino citizen, kwalipikado sa admission at retention requirements ng inyong higher education institutions or the HAES at hindi pa lumalagpas sa maximum residency policy nito. Hindi pa na-expel sa anumang HAE, enrolled sa SUCs, CHED-recognized LUCs at programa ng pribadong paaralan na nasa CHED registry. Kwalipikado sa ilalim ng anumang polisiyang ipapatupad ng UNIFAS board sa hinaharap. Sino ang may prioridad sa TES? Dahil limitado ang pondong nakalaan sa TES, ang pamamahagi nito ay nakakabatay sa sumusunod na kategorya. Una, kasalukuyang TES grantee at mga benepisyaryo sa ESGPPA. Pangalawa, estudyanteng naka-enroll sa isang pribadong higher education institution sa munisipyo o syudad na walang SUC or LUC sa lugar. Pangatlo, estudyanteng kasama sa listahan ng 2.0 ng DSWD National Household Targeting Office na nakarank ayon sa estimated per capita household income. At pangapat, estudyanteng hindi bahagi ng listahan ng 2.0 at nakarank ayon sa estimated per capita household income based sa mga dokumento, proof of income na tinakda ng UNIFAS board. Paano mag-apply sa TES? Para sa mga bagong aplikante ngayong academic year 2020-2021, ito ang mga sumusunod na proseso. Una, pagkatapos na mag-enroll, makipag-ugnayan sa TES focal person ng inyong eskwelahan tungkol sa proseso ng pag-apply ng TES portal. Pangalawa, ang impormasyon ng mga TES applicants ay isasubmit ng TES focal person sa TES portal. Ano ang mga dokumentong kailangan? Ang mga sumusunod ay kailangan para sa mga kasalukuyang at bagong grantee na nag-qualify sa nationwide TES assessment. Certificate of registration or enrollment, assessment of fees, certificate of residency if applicable, photocopy of PWD ID if applicable. Paano ang proseso ng TES application? Ang impormasyon ng TES applicants ay isasubmit ng TES focal person sa TES portal ng HAE. Magkakaroon ng nationwide assessment, name matching, verification, validation, ranking, ang UNIFAS sa data mula sa eskwelahan. Ang resulta nito ay list of qualified grantees na makikita sa TES portal ng HAE. Pang-apat, ipapaalam ng eskwelahan sa mga estudyante kung sila ay nakapasok sa list of qualified grantees upang makapag-submit ng documentary requirements. Isasubmit ng estudyante na napabilang sa qualified list ng mga documentary requirements sa kanyang eskwelahan. Then, isasubmit ng eskwelahan sa CHED regional offices ang certified documentary requirements for verification and validation. Pagkatapos ng verification, aaprubahan ng UNIFAS board ang master list of qualified grantees na ibibigay sa eskwelahan. Tatanggapin ng mga eskwelahan ang pondo para sa distribution ng grants sa mga TES beneficiaries. For more infos, you can visit the webpage of unifest.gov.ph or message them at unifestofficial. So TESDA scholarship programs. First, they offer the TWSP or the Training for Work Scholarship Program. They also offer the T-STEP or the Special Training for Employment Program, PESFA, the Private Education Student Financial Assistance, and the UAQ-TEA, the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act. But we will focus on the UAQ-TEA, established through Republic Act number 10931, which provides for free tuition and other school fees in state universities and colleges, or the SUCs, local universities, colleges, or the LUCs, and state-run technical vocational. Coverage. Free TVET in post-secondary state-run, STVI, all Filipino learners who are currently enrolled at the time of effectivity of the Act or shall enroll at any time thereafter in any TESDA-registered TVET program leading to a non-degree certificate or diploma, including diploma courses and bundled programs and offered by the state-run TVIs or the STVI, shall be eligible for the free TVET provision, provided that they comply with admission and retention policies and existing residency rules of the STVIs. Tertiary Education Subsidy, or the TES. The TES program is established to benefit all Filipino learners who shall enroll in post-secondary TVET programs registered under the TESDA and offered in all TESDA-recognized TVIs, including privately run institutions, subject to prioritization and availability of funds, provided that they comply with the admission and retention policies and existing residency rules of the institutions. Priority shall be given to A. Learners included in the most recently updated Listahanan 2.0 if available, the National Commission on Indigenous People NCIP of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process or the OPAP, Department of Agriculture or the DA, and other government agencies that provided need-based scholarships to disadvantaged groups shall work with the DSWD to develop an expanded listahanan that can be used for the TES. B. Learners not included in the updated Listahanan 2.0 rank according to their estimated per capita household income based on the submitted documents of proof of income, example, income tax return or the DSWD certificate of the indigency. C. The prioritization shall not apply to learners in the cities and municipalities with no existing SUCs, LUCs, and LGU-run institutions. Requirements for admission. Number 1, 10 years basic education, including those who graduated from high school through the Alternative Learning System, or ALS, and other entry requirements as stipulated in Section 3 or of existing training regulation. Other TVI entry requirements, if applicable. All eligible learners shall be required to submit the following: A. Completed learner's profile application form, photograph of application, proof of residency, documents of proof of income which include any of the following: income tax return or the ITR if applicable, Bureau of Internal Revenue BIR certificate of indigency if applicable, provided that it is also certified by the Municipal Social Welfare Development or the MSWD. Fourth is the TES learners with special needs shall submit a copy of their PWD identification card or ID. Non-eligibility to free TVET and TES. The following learners are not eligible to avail of free TVET and TES benefits. For free TVET, Number one, learners who are obtained a bachelor's degree. Second is the learners who are already holders of a certificate or diploma for a technical vocational course equivalent to national certificate level 3 or higher, except if the learner intends to enroll in bundled courses or programs in level 4 or diploma. Third, learners who fail in any public TVET course, learners enrolled in TVET programs not registered or recognized under TESDA, and learners who voluntarily opt out of the free TVET provision. UA Kyotea Scholarship Subsidy. Title of recognized diploma. Diploma in Hotel and Restaurant Technology. Number of slots per batch is 25. Cost of tuition is 39,200. Cost of miscellaneous and other school fees 350. Cost of accident insurance 100. Instructional materials 5,000. Living allowance or training support fund 14,400. Cost of workshop uniform 450. National assessment fee of 500 and per capita cost all in all is 6,000. Same goes with the diploma in web application development with a limited slot of 25 per batch. Responsibilities of the scholars. Number one, undergo pre-qualifying process in accordance with the industry pre-hiring requirements. Fill up all the items in the trainee's profile correctly and appropriately. Participate actively in the training induction of scholars before the conduct of training program. Attend and comply with the required duration of the training program. Undergo the mandatory assessment as applicable. Attend the graduation ceremonies and other scholar or TVI activities. Participate actively in the job linkaging of the TVET provider. Practice good manners and right conduct at all times. And be a member of the TESDA Alumni Association. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Kelsey. Our next speaker is the head of the Office of Student Affairs, Sir Nick Liano, to discuss student disciplinary policy. Please watch and listen attentively as this is relevant and exclusive on fostering students' discipline and values.
Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Nick Liano. I'm your admission officer and at the same time your student affairs officer of the ACLC College of Tacloban. Now it is my pleasure to welcome you all and we are looking forward in seeing you one of these days once the pandemic has already passed away and you will be allowed to come here again and be with us. Now, in so doing, what we're going to do is we're going to have an orientation wherein we're going to give you a little bit of an overview as to what you will be doing and at the same time the conduct and the discipline that comes of being an ACLCian and the things that you need to really focus on and the things that you will not have to deal with and should not do. Okay, so let me start by simply discussing to you, or rather introducing to you the members of the Student Affairs Office. Okay, so let me start by introducing myself. My name is Nick Liano. You can call me Sir Nick. I'm the head of the Student Affairs. And although some people tell me that I'm quite, what do you call this? Snobbish, but deep down inside, I'm an unapproachable guy. So don't hesitate if you have problems here in school. So just visit my office and I'll try my very best to help you. Okay. We also have Ma'am Jov, who is in charge of the publication. Our publication here is the Marquee. And if you have a keen interest in writing, so you can be a part of the publication, just contact Ma'am Jov so that you become a part of the editorial staff. Okay. We also have Ma'am Kathy. We call her as Ma'am Kath. She's the advisor for the Supreme Student Council. Okay, so for those who are elected and are part of the Student Council, you will be working hand in hand with Ma'am Kath in coming up with activities and at the same time policies that are student friendly and student related. Okay. We also have Ma'am Susan, our school nurse. So if you feel sick or you feel a little bit off, so you can go to Ma'am Susan. You can ask for common medicines, and at the same time, you can ask for assistance if you feel a little bit bad. Okay. Now, we also have Ma'am Cecil, who is the person in charge for placement and linkage. Okay, so for those who will be graduating here in school, there's always what we call as the after school enrollment to employment. So Ma'am Cecil will be the one to help you if you are having difficulty in looking for a job. Ma'am Cecil will be doing that for you. And at the same time, we have for culture and sports, our culture and sports coordinator survey. Okay, so for those who will be applying for varsity, you can simply apply for the varsity. Look for survey. Giancarlo C. Baltar is our career and guidance coach. You can call him Sir John. If you have problems, let's say for example, you have a problem with the heart, okay? So you can look for Sir John, okay? But not financially, okay? Now, our vision in the Office of the Student Affairs is very simple: to be the catalyst and collaborator in providing holistic development for our students that would nurture the institution's core values. Our mission is to serve and provide student-centered programs and services that will empower and shape their full potentials as productive members of the global community. Now, let's go on and discuss something relevant if you will be coming back to school already. Now, all students are required to come to school wearing the prescribed uniform. That is the blue slacks and blue skirts and the white polo and the white blouse for the ladies. Okay? So, uniform must be worn with simplicity and dignity. I normally see in the past students wearing the uniform which are not properly pressed or not properly iron pressed. So make sure that you always wear your uniform with dignity and simplicity. Okay, students should wear also ID upon entering the school premises, and that is to make sure that you are identified as a student and thereby limiting outsiders in coming in without proper notice or proper referrals. Okay. Now, moving forward, if you lose your ID, because as a matter of fact, ID is something that you normally use in order to identify yourself to a certain establishment. So it's very critical that when you lose your ID, you need to have a notarized affidavit of loss. Okay? And to couple that with a letter duly noted by your parent, informing your parent that you lost your ID. Now, once you have this, all you have to do is to go to the guidance counselor or the guidance coach and then ask for a permit to pay, so that when you go to the cashier's office, you will be presenting this. And once you have presented this and you paid the re-ID fee, we will be giving you a temporary ID and your ID will be processed immediately. Hairstyle. Well, inappropriate hairstyles and hair color are not allowed in the school. For female students, you must wear simple hair accessories. Okay? None of those pink, violet, or green colored hair, because we cannot allow that. Wearing of expensive jewelry to school is strictly prohibited. We prohibit this in order to make sure that you do not lose valuable items here in school while you're studying. Body piercing, other than conventional, like your ear piercing for the ladies, are not allowed. Okay? If you have piercing on the nose, you have piercing on the lips, that's not allowed here in school. Male students are not allowed to wear earrings, only ladies. Okay? Let's go on to the absences. only if there is a valid reason like that of illness, death of a member of the family, and the like, are absences considered as excused. Okay? What do you need to present if you want to be excused? An excuse letter signed by your parent or guardian, or a medical certificate in case of health reasons. For tardiness, a student who arrives 15 minutes late after the official start of classes is considered tardy or late. A student who has been tardy for 3 times has to present a letter from his or her parents or guardian. The accumulated tardiness is counted as one absence. If your teacher will be informing you about your tardiness and at the same time absences, 8 absences is equivalent to a drop already. Okay, so let's go on to the disciplinary actions. Okay, for absences and tardiness violations, so your first violation, this will be the procedure. Student commits 3 absences within a period or of the prelim, midterm, or pre-finals. The teacher will call the attention of the student for counseling and warning. Teacher accomplishes the intervention form duly confirmed by the student. A teacher provides 2 hard copies, one for the teacher and one for the guidance copy. Teacher sends an e-copy of the accomplished forms to the Office of the Student Affairs, the Dean of College, and the Department Coordinator. For the second violation, commission of the same offense, teacher informs the coordinator, who in turn will prepare a summon to parents or the guardians for a meeting. Coordinator presides the meeting together with the concerned teacher, class advisor, parent, and student. And the parent guardian accomplishes the consent form for disciplinary action. Now, the teacher provides 2 hard copies for this, one for the teacher and one for the guidance. Teacher sends an e-copy, so on and so forth, to the OSA or the Office of the Student Affairs, the Dean of College, and the Department Coordinator. Now comes the nitty-gritty. Now you have the third violation, the commission of the same offense. Teacher informs the coordinator, who in turn will endorse the case to the Student Disciplinary Tribunal. The Student Disciplinary Tribunal will send a notice to appear for the student, parent, or counsel in response to the case filed by the department. The Student Disciplinary Tribunal, as a fact-finding committee, will conduct a hearing. Based on facts, evidences presented, the Student Disciplinary Tribunal will render a decision. A Student Disciplinary Tribunal shall inform the student in writing of the decision rendered. Now, if let's say the disciplinary action will be imposed, then that will be, and if it's dismissed, then it will also be depending on the case. Okay? Now, when we talk about discipline, the school will not be liable for any loss of personal items. Students are expected to take care of their personal belongings at all times. But please take note that the whole campus of ACLC College is monitored by CCTVs. Okay? So, tahimik lang ako pero hindi ako bulag. Okay? Now, unauthorized stay in or entry to the school after 9 in the evening. So these are the corresponding reprimands and sanctions. Okay. Littering, disposal materials, somewhat the same. Okay. And we have posting, distributing, or disseminating notices. Like for example, if you're going to post a notice that there's no classes on Friday, but there is a class, and you will be found guilty. So these are the corresponding sanctions for that. We also have defaming any student, teacher, personnel, or school authority. What's defaming? Pagchinismison. So don't do that because you will be offending the rights and privileges of other people. Okay. We also have producing, possessing, distributing, publishing, exhibiting any forms which are offensive to morals, contrary to law, public order, and school policy, especially right now that we have the anti-terror bill. So you have to be extra careful in the things that you will be saying and in the things that you will be posting or writing. Okay? Engaging in immoral or provocative conduct. So these are the offenses that you will be expecting. Now, for stealing, that's automatic dismissal. Bribery, the same. Unlawfully possessing or using explosives of any kind, just like, for example, if there's a if it's Yuletide season and New Year's about to come, and then you bring an explosive and then you light it up, exploding in the comfort room, that's a very big problem because you will be expelled for that. Okay. Vandalism is also a no-no here in school, so please make sure that you avoid vandalizing. Even in the glass, please do not try to do any vandalism. Okay. Swindling is automatic dismissal and expulsion. Dispensing liquor or any intoxicating beverage, entering the school in a state of intoxication. You don't have any reason of coming to school if you aren't under the influence of liquor. Okay? Narcotics or dangerous drugs. Well, you know that because President Duterte is very, what do you call this? Galit ako sa mga droga. Okay, so that's also true here in ACLC. Possessing pornographic materials is another way. It's another violation that you need to avoid. It's not only pornographic materials which are printed, but also if you are caught if you're caught viewing porno sites using your gadgets, that is equivalent to this also. Physically assaulting or encouraging assault any person within the premises of the school is automatic dismissal or expulsion. Forgery is also subject to dismissal and expulsion. Obstructing or disrupting teaching, administrative work, disciplinary proceedings, or other school activities, that's also equivalent to dismissal, expulsion. And threatening, coercing any student will be dismissal and expulsion also. Using facilities for public rallies or acts of the same, that's not allowed here. Okay, so although you have the liberty to conduct public rallies, but you are to avoid that here inside the campus. Okay, so what do you call this? Without the proper authority of the without proper authority the name of ACLC in any printed matters. So using the logo itself is not allowed. Okay. Next, you have cheating. So those are your corresponding violations and corresponding sanctions. Abusive behaviors or any discourtesy towards school official. Those are the corresponding violations with the corresponding reprimands. Now, pursuant to RA 10627, otherwise known as the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013, the school strongly takes a stance against bullying and will not tolerate bullying in all forms. Okay, all members of the school community, including administrators, teachers, students, and parents, guardians, must be aware of the negative effect of bullying and must recognize that the school prohibits bullying in all forms. Okay. So, we have two sites or two pages in our Facebook. The first is ACLC College of Tacloban. You can simply like this. And this is, in general, all of the posts here can be of content for both the basic education or for college. And at the same time, you will be seeing most of the updates. Like, for example, there's a typhoon, if there's no classes, there's a declaration of no classes or holidays, those will be posted there. And at the same time, student activities will be regularly posted in our ACLC College of Tacloban Facebook. So please like and at the same time share the page. Okay, we also have a specific Facebook page for for the Office of the Student Affairs, and that's the Student Info Board. So if you're keen in knowing the things that are being done by the Office of the Student Affairs, what are the activities that are being expected, and what are activities that were conducted by the OSA or the OSA, you will be able to find that in the Student Info Board. Okay? So before I end, I'd like to share a note to you given by Martin Luther King. Intelligence plus character, that is the true goal of education. You may be educated, or you may be learned, but being educated comes with attitude. Okay? So in ACLC College, it's not only about education, it's not only about giving you the quality of education, but rather forming your good values so that when you graduate, you will be a true ACLCN. With that, thank you very much and please stay safe. Ingat kayong lahat.
Thank you so much, Renee. And to discuss school health programs and activities, I would like to call in our school nurse, Ma'am Suzanne Bernal, and she will be followed by our school librarian, Ma'am Valerie A. Advincula, to discuss the library policies and guidelines.
Good day. Because of this pandemic, we have adopted a new mode of learning, so you are no longer coming to school. As your school nurse, I would like to give you some information on how to be safe from COVID. As the new normal inevitably becomes the norm, here are some ways to ensure a healthy body and safe from COVID-19. The best way to fight the COVID-19 is to boost your immune system. Our immune system is the body's first line of defense against diseases causing microorganisms. Thus, the body's immunity needs to be taken up a notch by maintaining a healthy balance of food and nutrition lifestyle. Boosting your immune system is take vitamins and supplements. Vitamin C and vitamin D. Vitamin C, you can get this from citrus foods, from guavas, and the vitamin C supplement. Vitamin D helps your body fight off infection. You can get vitamin D naturally through exposing yourself from early morning sunlight. The other way to boost your immune system is to keep a clean environment and maintain proper hygiene. Throughout the pandemic, many of us have changed the way we think about hygiene and making sure we do everything possible to stay safe and healthy. Various illnesses can spread when someone who is sick coughs or sneezes on you, or they touch a surface and you touch it shortly after, like doorknobs, phone, or hand drain. To reduce your chance of getting any kind of sickness, you should keep up these habits. Regularly wash or sanitize your hands, or bring sanitizer or alcohol when you leave the house. Try to avoid touching your face as much as possible. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue or your elbow to make sure you throw the tissue in the bin straight away. Avoid hugging, shaking hands with someone. Keep 2 big steps away from other people as much as possible. This is the so-called social physical distancing. And the most important, even if you are attending classes at home, don't forget to take a bath regularly. And the other thing to boost your immune system is to be active and exercise regularly. Exercise boosts the immune system. Research shows that regular moderate intensity exercise has immune boosting benefits that may help your body fight off infections, including COVID. COVID-19. Exercise is a proven mood booster and can help reduce stress levels and build emotional resilience. Exercise improves sleep. Regular exercise helps you fall asleep faster and improves sleep quality, and getting a good night's sleep boosts your immune system. Another one is to maintain a positive mindset. Positive mindset decreases stress. High stress levels have negative impacts on body's ability to fight illnesses. Okay. And lastly, the best way to keep safe is to stay at home. When you have nothing important to do outside, please do not go out of your house. And always wear your mask, face shield, and bring your own ball pen and other things you needed to use when you are going outside. Thank you and good afternoon.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual library orientation. I am Valerie Medalia, the school librarian here in ACLC College of Tacloban. Today, I will be presenting the library guidelines and policies in the new normal. Let's start with the library hours. The library is open from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Next is the access. Only bona fide members of ACLC College community are allowed to use the library. Outsiders may use the library facilities only upon the prior written request of the librarians of the applicant's institution and approval of school director. We have different sections in your library: the general reference section, periodical section, reserve section, and circulation section. The general reference section, books in the sections are designed to be consulted for bits of information rather than to be read consecutively. Examples are atlas, world almanac, dictionaries, and gazetteers. Periodical section, it is the section of the library considered as the most active and updated, thus referred as the current information powerhouse. Examples are magazines and journals. Reserve section, books in this section have a limited number of copies with Filipino and foreign authors that can be used or borrowed inside the library only. The circulation section, it circulates books on the general collection. The circulation section is the most important key in a library where books and other materials are to be checked in or out. Specific regulations may be learned here for borrowing books, fines, and lost books. Circulation of book services. Librarians or the library staff will assist the library patron with the location and circulation of library materials. Functions include check-out and check-in of materials, including renewal and collection of fines. Reference services are the services provided by the reference department in the library to help library patrons to get access to the information that they needed. Library orientation is a program offers new students an introduction to library's resources and services. Just like now, we're having an orientation for you to be aware what are the services being offered. Next is the information and referral. Library patrons or faculty who needs to consult or visit other libraries for an additional information, he or she may ask requests from the librarian for the issuance of referral letter. Next is the current awareness services. It is the dissemination of information that will keep user well informed and up to date in their field of basic interests as well as in related subjects. The purpose is to inform the user about the new acquisitions in the library. Next is the internet services. The library has computer units with internet access. Library patrons or clientele can use the facilities for free. For easy retrieval of information, the library is using a classification system which is the Dewey Decimal Classification System by Melville Dewey. The Dewey Decimal System is a classification system used by libraries to arrange books via subject. Each book is issued a shelf-marked number usually found in the spine of the book and arranged in numerical order. The Dewey Decimal System has 10 main divisions: 00 to 099 Generalities, 100 Psychology and Philosophy, 200 Religion, 300 Social Science, 400 Languages, 500 Natural Science and Mathematics, 600 Applied Science, 700 Humanities, 800 Literature and Rhetoric, 900 History, Biography, and Geography. Let's now move on to the borrowing privileges loan periods. Circulation books may be taken out for overnight use and should be returned within 3 days. Students may borrow a maximum of 3 books of different subjects or titles overnight. The books may be renewed if such reference materials are not in demand. Faculty is allowed to borrow at most 5 books at a given time for a period of 1 week and renewable for another week if not in demand. However, the book should be kept in the faculty room at all times. All textbooks and books stamped with "not for home use" are strictly to be used within the library premises. Fiction books may be borrowed for 5 days and is subject for renewal if the reference materials is not in demand. General reference books, theses, newspapers, serials, pictures, vertical files, rare collection must be read inside the library only. Non-book materials such as maps, globes, pictures, vertical files, and newspaper clippings may be borrowed for classroom use upon arrangement with the librarian. Borrowing time, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. The returning time, all borrowed books must be returned on or before the due date at 9 a.m. in the morning. Let's now move on to the library fines. Materials that are returned late on or before 9 a.m. the following day are subject to the following overdue fines. Books borrowed for overnight use, 5 pesos per day. Books borrowed for photocopy, classroom use, and not returned on time, 10 pesos per day. Overdue fine is discontinued upon the report of loss of the book borrowed. Replacement of the book should be made within 2 weeks, and no replacement were made, the fine will be reinstated. Important note: borrowers with overdue books or withstanding obligation to their library will not be allowed to borrow unless all library accounts are settled. Let's now move on to library conduct and disciplines. Dues: handle books and other reading materials with care. Maintain proper arrangement of tables and chairs at all times. Always present your validated school ID and library card when borrowing books or availing other services of the library. Don'ts: seats in the library may not be reserved. Smoking, littering, sleeping, eating, chewing gum, drinking are strictly prohibited inside the library. Stealing, vandalism, or destruction of library property such as books, periodicals, computer programs, chairs, and tables will be subject for disciplinary action. Public display of affection are strictly prohibited. No user can borrow any library materials on behalf of other students' ID. Your ID is not transferable. Games, downloading, chatting, or music or video playing in the library computer is strictly prohibited. Disrespectful language or gesture against library personnel will be dealt with accordingly. Good manner is strictly observed inside the library. Let's now move on to the guidelines in the new normal. No face mask, no facial, no entry policy is strictly implemented. Library user must wear face mask and face shield upon entry and when inside the library. The library will allow up 10 people at a given time. Physical distancing must be observed. Maintain at least 1 meter distance from library staff or other researchers. Handshaking and other physical contact with the person is prohibited. Alcohol or sanitizer is available and must be used upon entering the library. Next is the suspension of library privileges. The following shall be granted for suspension of library privileges. First, lending of library card to another person, taking out unlibrary materials without the permission of librarian, tearing, writing on the pages of the book, defacing or any form of vandalism, forging the signature of library staff, discourtesy, misconduct, or any misdemeanor towards library staff, suspension of library privileges. Length of suspension will be on a case-to-case basis, depending on the degree of the act. First offense, 1 week. Second offense, 1 month. Third offense is 1 semester. That brings my presentation to an end. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer them. You can email me at my account, valerieredalia16@gmail.com. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Suzanne and Ma'am Valerie. At this point, I would like to call in our dynamic OIC Dean of the College, Sir Cesar Silay, to discuss the general policies for students.
Thank you, Ma'am Cherry Rusbundak, for the introduction. I'm Cesar A. Silay, the OIC Dean of ACLC College Tacloban. I will discuss on general policies orientation for the students. To our beloved school director, Ma'am Raquel Cecilia Eschua, school registrar, Madeline B. Gabumpa, SAW and marketing supervisor, Mr. Nicolas P. Lianyo, department coordinators, faculty and admin staff, member of technical support, maintenance services, and my dear student, a pleasant good morning to all. Before I start my participation or discussion on general policies for students, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the students for being here through Meet. Your presence is highly appreciated. Always remember that this is very important to all of you, and we should all get involved. One of the most important requirements of being a student is attendance. Attendance, students are required to attend on-site or online classes regularly. So meaning to say you have to attend the class. Students who incurred more than the allowable number of unexcused absences, which is 20% of the total contact hours, will be dropped for the class and will be given a grade of drop due to excessive absences. Total lecture class will be 3 hours per week times 18 weeks, equivalent to 54 times 0.2. You have allotted 11 hours per semester. With laboratory subject, with lab and lec, we have 5 hours per week times 18 weeks equals to 90 times 20% of allowable absences within the semester. Grading system. As you can see in the screen, you have the range, grade point, grade input, remarks. 96 to 100, you have 1.0, A plus, and excellent remark. 91 to 95, you have 1.25, A plus with the remark of very good. 86 to 90, 1.5, A minus, very good. 81 to 85, we have 1.75, B plus, and with good remark. 75 to 80, you have 2.0 and B input grade with good remark. 69 to 74, you have 2.25, B minus and good mark or remark. 63 to 68, you have 2.5, C plus and with fair remark. 57 to 62, you have 2.75 with grade input of C and fair remark. 50 to 56 rather, you have 3.0, C minus with fair remark. Below 5 or below 50, you have 5.0, failed with F grade input. IC is incomplete. You have IP in progress. Withdrawal, you have W, and D is dropped. IC is incomplete. A remark with conditional grade which is given to students who did not take the final examination, organize seminar, or attend the field trip component of the field trip and seminar. IP is in progress, meaning to say a mark for conditional grade which is given to the students who did not finish their prototype or software, attend the school or thesis or capstone defense, complete the required on-the-job training or OGTRs, submit course requirement such as thesis, capstone, feasibility study or OGT, like hardbound, OGT report, completion certificate, and others. W is withdrawal. A mark is given to the student who has officially withdrawn from his enrollment in the college. Drop, a mark given to the student who has not attended the class from the start of the term, or officially dropped before the midterm period. Take note that changing of grade is not implemented in all terms. Grade computation will be as follows. For all the quizzes, assessed project, assignments, term examination, raw score over maximum score times 100%. Moving on, we have class lecture. Okay, we have computation of final grade. 20% of your prelim, midterm 20%, pre-final 20%, plus 40% of your final grade. The final grade will be, 100%. The breakdown of the grade for each term period must be the following. For example, your prelim, midterm, pre-final, and finals. Each term should have quizzes, class participation, major examination, and lecture grade equivalent to 100%. Class with laboratory, the final grade will be 20%, again, prelim, midterm 20%, pre-final 20%, and final 40%. Each lecture has its own computation per lecture, which is class participation, major exam, that is equivalent to 100%. The breakdown for laboratory, we have grade per term must be experiment or machine problem 40%, class participation is 10%, and major exam will be 50%, the laboratory grade will be 100%. Clearing of incomplete grade. Student who receive a grade of IC shall given a period of 1 year from the time IC was incurred to complete or remove the grade. However, the requirement still fails to take the removal or completion examination or submit the requirement for the course within the 1 year period, the IC grade will be converted to 5.0, and the student will advise to retake or re-enroll the course. Procedure for clearing the IC grade. Since we are in the pandemic, for online, you have to fill up the form online or proceed to register's offers for on-site and secure the completion or removal form. Fill out the form and submit the form to the dean or educational coordinator for the approval. Take note of student schedule or the schedule of the removal or completion examination. Take the removal completion examination on the scheduled date. And after taking the exam, consult with the dean or education coordinator about the result of the exam. Final grade for the course. You have to check also with the registrar's office if the IC grades were changed accordingly. If the grade was changed to a failing remark or failing mark, the student must re-enroll the course. Absolutely no appeal on the late removal or completion of examination will be entered. Only students in academic courses are included in the computation of general point average. Grades in physical education and NSTP or non-academic subjects are not included. So we have here the method on computing the general point average. Multiply the credit units of each course by corresponding grade point merited in each course to get the points. Add the honor points to get the total. Divide the total points by the total number of credits during the term. Indices are computed to 4 decimal places, rounded off to 2. Grades in courses were cross-enrolled, will be included in the computation. If you have complaints with your grades, the student who is in doubt or has complained on the grades obtained can make an appeal to the college dean within 1 week after the receipt of the grade slip. Provisionary status. Student with GPA of at least 3.0 but failed 50% of the total units enrolled in the term will be classified as under probation and will be placed on the provisionary status list. Dismissed status. Student with a general point average below 3.0 and failed more than 75% of the total enrolled in the term will be classified as under dismissed status. We have also disqualification status. Student with general point average below 3.0 and failed 100% of the total units enrolled in the term will be classified as under disqualification status. We have also the maximum residency rule. A student must finish the requirement of a program of any college using the same curriculum within a period of actual maximum residency rule, which is equivalent to length prescribed for the program. Examination. Of course, as general policy, no student is allowed to take a major examination without admission slip, exam permit, and securing promissory note from the school of director's office. Failure to take a major examination. A student who is absent during the schedule of examination or late for more than an hour. Also, who has an examination conflict and therefore fails to take the scheduled examination will still be allowed to take the test or the examination. Take note that major or the makeup class examination as scheduled provided that the student present the following: an excuse slip for being absent during the exam period due to sickness, accident, death of immediate family members. Failure to take a major examination, you have to present an excuse letter or excuse slip for being late for more than an hour during the scheduled examination. Certification for college dean for the conflict of examination, a certification from cashier or accounting officer for non-payment of fee during the scheduled examination. Before I end, I will give you the quote of Jack Ma. You have to get inspired, have patience, stay focused, and have passion. Thank you and God bless us all. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, Sir Silay. At this junction, I would like to call in the SEC advisor, Ma'am Catherine Paner, to discuss the Supreme Student Council and ACLC House System.
The ACLC College House Cup System. So what's the house system? The house system is a community, a house, a home for life that allows the student to produce a sense of connection to the society and school that is not tied to books and pens alone. All ACLC students are assigned to one of the 5 college houses, which leads to a diverse mix of students ranging in age and academic department working together. The House of Azul, the House of Cahel, the House of Giallo, the House of Roxo, and the House of Verde. The primary goal is to get students involved with college life beyond the classroom to learn to make their own way, both socially and academically. Competitions are year-round, starting from the beginning of the school year till the end, varying from skills to academic, traditional, and latest technology trend. In the end, only one house will reign as the ACLC College House Cup champion. So, how can you join a house? Each student will be randomly assigned to the 5 houses. And if you want to lead a house, you can be a house lord or a house lady, the hand of the lord or hand lady, or the house knights. So how are you going to benefit with the house? First, of course, you will have network of friends. You will meet friends aside from your classmates and deal with diverse personalities which you will need to when you start working. It will raise your self-esteem. Gain confidence by showing what you've got. Be a leader. Being competitive will help you excel in academics and skills competition, giving you a greater chance of becoming a leader. Handle tasks well. Juggling tasks will help you manage time and prioritize. Employers of companies prefer employees who can multitask. Build lifetime passion. Discover personal interests by experimenting on various activities outside academic life. It will also open your door to more opportunities. Relieve your stress. You relieve your stress every time you feel satisfied in accomplishing your goals. So step up to the next level. Bring your house to the next level. Don't just be awesome you, but be extra awesome. Unleash the potentials in you. Be somebody because you are destined to be great, so do it now.
Thank you, Ma'am Kathy. Thank you to our speakers for putting so much effort into conveying and providing relevant information about our school and the different policies, programs, and services the students can bring.